The Beach Boys are making a return visit. They'll be back here next month. They'll be singing all the golden oldies. They'll be singing Good Vibrations, Help Me Rhonda, Fun, 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 Bar Bar Baran, plus material from their new album. They're still going despite the death of founding member Dennis Wilson and the mental illness over the years of his brother Brian. I caught up with the Beach Boys in Phoenix, Arizona.
Hey.
G'day.
Hi.
G'day there. Hello.
Hi. Good. Nice
whatever.
Nice to talk to you. You're coming back to Australia. You've been here for what, more than 20 years since you first came here, isn't it?
Well, yeah, way more. It was 1964 when we first came to Australia.
It's been 30 years since your first big hit. You've had nearly 50 hit songs. Do you ever think of sort of just packing it in and retiring?
I personally
Mike?
can't afford to. What about you guys?
What was the question?
It's those college tuitions, you know?
You know,
No.
I'll tell you something. Sometimes you get real tired, but you go out on stage, and the music just carries you right through the show, and it's kind of neat to do. So I don't think so.
But the fans, whenever you tour anywhere in the world, the fans still demand the old songs, don't they? They want you always to do the ones that first made you famous.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Definitely they do. It's true.
I think any band needs to do their hits, but they also have to do their little, you know, treasures in their albums. They have to do what was a recent hit, and you have to do, you know, what your new recordings are. Otherwise, you're just in reruns.
Which brings up the subject. We have a new album coming out the 1st of November called Summer in Paradise. We're better to have it come out than the beginning of summer in Australia.
Yeah.
How come you've managed to stay together? You've had your tragedies, but you've stayed together when most groups, whether they be the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, or whatever, have at some stage had bitter falling outs and gone by the wayside.
Carl?
Well, I've always said it's really hard to not love doing what we do, because to be in a room or be somewhere with lots and lots of people having a really great time singing the songs and just really with all that joy, it's really hard to not love doing that. So,
but Carl,
we keep doing it.
But Carl, along the way, you've lost your brother, you lost Dennis under tragic circumstances. Brian went walkabout, as we would call it, for many years, and yet you've...
What do you say?
We say you go walkabout. You say lost the plot, and yet you've managed to keep the group together.
Yes. Well, we're a family, and I think a lot of it has to do with we accept each other, where I think if we're not family members, perhaps if we just come together to form a partnership to make music, that perhaps we wouldn't be as accepting of different changes that we put each other through.
Yeah, and yet your brother Brian is being sued by your cousin Mike as we speak.
I'm over here.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I know.
As we speak. Michael, you're suing.
Well, yes. Actually, I just filed an action regarding a book that Brian is said to have written, but as his attorneys just pointed out recently, Brian didn't really write the book. That was a statement by Brian's attorneys. So we're getting to the bottom of it, and that part will resolve itself. The other thing that I have a problem with Brian on is the fact that he didn't put my name down in credit for California Girls and I Get Around and several other songs that I contributed to, either lyrically or partially musically and so on. So he admits to some of it, but he has people standing in the way of resolving it, which will get resolved.
I've seen Brian recently. He looks wonderful. It was great to be with him, and he has become free after a 10-year, really odd kind of period in our family, in our group history. So we're very, very grateful.
After all the songs, Barbaran, Help Me Rhonda, California Girls, all those songs, Kokomo was your biggest selling record ever, correct?
I think
Yeah,
so.
it might have been.
Right up there.
Single.
Good Vibrations and Kokomo were both,
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you through Bermuda, Bahama, come on pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go to the Kokomo, we can be fast.
Just releasing our first Australian single in a while. It's Hot Fun in the Summertime.
Yep.
To kind of get the summer launched from the new Summer in Paradise album. It comes out right away.
Yeah, that's almost when you're here, isn't it?
pardon?
At the same time as you are here in Australia?
Yes, it's coming out right now.
yes.
We can bump fun when we want to.
When you see the studios now with so many tracks and so much overlay and so much dubbing and so much electronic stuff and all that, and when you think what you started with, which is the voices, do you resent some of the stuff today?
No.
Resent?
No, for heaven's sakes. The technology is incredible now, but I wouldn't say we resent anything about it.
I don't resent it, I just can't understand it.
I think the song comes first, always, no matter how much technology or how little technology. The song and the groove, and then the other stuff's frosting. You know, it's like having air conditioning or something, but you don't need it. You can open the window.
I know you put up with a lot in that studio there. I thank you for your time, and we'll talk to you when you get to Australia.
Darren, we
Looking
will
forward
see
to it.
you, and we're going to talk about our next interview with you another 20 years from now.
That's good. Thanks, Mike. Good to talk to you.
See you later.
We'll see you up in Brisbane.
Yeah, in Brisbane, then Melbourne, around Australia, and you'll be here next month.
I think 18th and 19th, and then we just go all the way through and end up in Perth.
Summer in Paradise in Perth.
We'll be tracking you. Thanks for your time.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Hope to hear you the next time.
The Beach Boys.